great honor to hear my senior devotee mentors speak about Japa and all the wonderful devotees here. It's always nice to get an opportunity, if you're going to speak, to hear the senior devotees and other devotees speak first, because that might help you to speak something very good. The very factual realization was expressed how we can't perform japa on our own. We require the mercy of the Lord to be able to do so. That's true for any devotional service. I was thinking of Prabhupada's ultimate expression in his prayer, Markani Bhagavad Dharma. You have brought me here to dance, make me dance, O Lord, as you like. You can make me a success or failure as you like. Signed, the most fallen, insignificant beggar. So, and then 5 days before that, before docking, Prabhupada had written how his great saintly spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, has strongly desired that the holy name of Krishna be spread all over the world, and it indeed will come to pass from all the seas and rivers and mountains and streams. Everyone will chant the name of Krishna, and when that happens, then the Vaishnava's desire is fulfilled. So, our Guru Varga, Guru Parampara, our initiation, we're being brought in as workers or servants to spread the mission, to fulfill the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That love of Godhead floods this planet and envelops every human being, ultimately every living entity. There's even extraordinary statements that it's meant to not just be on this planet, but go all over the universe. So, we all have our different natures and personalities, destinies, and assigned or desired services. I always like to think of the conclusion of the Antyalila Pradyumna Mishra, instructed by Ramananda Roy, where the author Kaviraj Goswami explains that the Lord knows very well how to illustrate the particular qualities or excellences of his devotees, just like an artist sets up an easel and paints a painting and considers it his personal profit. And he lists the examples of Rupa and Sanatan, who were the supreme acharyas of rasa, loving relationship with Krishna, although they had been converted to Mohammedans. Haridas Thakur, the authority on chanting the holy name, although he was born in a Mohammedan family, and Ramananda Roy, who was instructing the elevated born Brahmin Pradyumna Mishra to dismantle the false pride of the caste Brahmins. What Chaitanya is doing like this. So, we all have our individualities, but ultimately, big or small, whoever wants to judge what's big and small, qualitatively, it's all equal or a beautiful expression for the overall pleasure of the Lord. So, I'm saying all this to very simply say that our japa is related to our service, how we are meant to participate in the overall fulfillment of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire. And as Haridas Prabhu was saying, leading a regulated life makes it very nice. So if we're regulated every day in trying to please our spiritual master and please the devotees, both present devotees and previous devotees. Then, let's say, one time I think we gave the example of chanting Japa without doing proper services is like firing a gun with blanks. So you have to put the ammunition in. So, so we should all feel very encouraged and enthusiastic, whatever our service is. One time, devotees were trying to get Srila Prabhupada to say that, what's the best service? Distributing my books, which could be kind of like a false ego thing for the book, those doing that service to go to the other devotees, like, So, I think the answer was, if you become a lover of Krishna, is the best thing. So, and also if the weight or pressure or responsibility of the service that you're undertaking, the need is so great. If like you're working hard, then you need to eat more, So if you're really putting out and you're really, let's say, going above and beyond the call of duty, then yeyatamam prapanyante, then Krishna will reciprocate and give you more mercy, because what you're trying to do is more. And that's described as the escalating competition in which no party admits defeat. That you use what Krishna has given you and create a beautiful transcendental situation where Krishna has to give you more. And then when he gives you more, you use that to the fullest extent, and then on and on. So,
Ron, how many rounds do you chant?
In establishing the Harinam in New York City, there was like a 1.5 year period in the beginning where I was just kind of helter-skelter because of so many circumstances. But when things became a little bit more externally stable, then I decided that I wanted to chant a minimum of 24 rounds a day. And if I could get those done by 6 o'clock in the morning, then I consider it a very good day. It's not always possible. A lot of times it ends up to be 16 rounds by then, and then 4 rounds going on the subway, 4 rounds, I have an hour on the subway every day, or something like that. But the service that I've been mercifully allowed to do, although so not very nicely, it affords the opportunity to see the very direct correlation between chanting your japa and the performance of Harinam Sankirtan, and particularly performance of Harinam Sankirtan in the public. Really the only thing that you can do is to focus your mind and your intelligence and ultimately your desires on feeling compassion, and even more, very high. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, whose disappearance day is tomorrow, said, when kindness to all beings will be appearing, when in your heart will your mercy shine, when oh when will that day be mine? Actually feeling some affection or even love for the people, despite all their... Prabhupada writes in one place, the pure devotee is never affected by the gross and subtle bodily movements of the conditioned souls in their ignorance or in their foolishness. So, because they're part and parcel of Krishna, we're trying to love Krishna, so that which is part and parcel of Krishna is also lovable. Certainly that was Prabhupada's mood. There's one little memory of devotees in 1967 walking in Golden Gate Park, and there was one old man in a parked car every day, and the devotees walked by, and he looked very dejected and unhappy. And maybe after the 3rd or 4th day, Prabhupada broke from the walk and went specifically up to the window, and the man spontaneously rolled down the window, And Srila Prabhupada just said, "Oh, good morning, how are you?" And he exchanged back a pleasantry, very good. And the devotees looked, and then Prabhupada immediately started walking, and the devotees looked back, and all the dejection in the man's face went away, and he looked completely happy and enlivened. And the devotee giving this remembrance said that Prabhupada wanted to make people happy very strongly, and he knew how to do it. So we're servants of that incredible ability and desire of Srila Prabhupada to make people happy, to bring them out of their unhappiness. And all the services of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, under His Divine Grace's supervision, are certainly qualitatively within that wonderful confidential energy of the Lord. And if we prosecute it individually with full enthusiasm, then